Missiles, robots, and a diplomatic earthquake. This is Ukraine's most intense week yet. Russia terrorized Ukrainian civilians with over 1,260 drones and missiles in just 7 days. Maternity, hospitals, and apartments bombed while the world looked away. Robots forced Russian soldiers to surrender. And Trump flipped on Putin, pledging weapons to Ukraine, 10 Patriot air defense missiles, but not the much-needed Patriot system itself. He also teased a major statement on Russia this coming week. And Ukraine made a bold move, sending its defense minister as its ambassador to Washington. I'm Slavie. This is Ukraine Update on channel Yarochenko. History made for the first time ever. Russian soldiers surrendered to Ukrainian robots. Ukrainian 3rd Assault Brigade used FPV drones and spider ground bots near Kyiv. No infantry, no Ukrainian casualties. Operation completed in 15 minutes, proving robotic warfare can storm and clear positions. Ukraine didn't just fight, it outsmarted the enemy with its technology. I'm Slavie. This is Ukraine Update on channel Yarochenko. Trump is done with Putin's bullshit, and Trump flipped aiding Ukraine last week. On July 7th, Trump pledged 10 Patriot missiles to Ukraine, blaming Putin's refusal to engage in peace talks for the shift. On July 10th, NATO mediated an arms deal and confirmed NATO allies buy and Ukraine receives. Artillery, HIMARS, rocket artillery resumed, a reversal from previous U.S. delays. Senate Armed Services passed NDAA, $500 million more through 2028 to sustain aid to Ukraine. Lindsey Graham's Sanctioning Russia Act gaining momentum, 500% tariffs on Russia's trade partners with broad bipartisan support. Trump promised a major statement on Russia this week, potentially endorsing the sanctions and signaling harder U.S. pressure. Reasons may be political, but lives are saved when the weapons flow. I'm Slavie. This is Ukraine Update on channel Yarochenko. Zelenskyy just made a power move, appointing the defense minister as the new Ukrainian ambassador to Washington. On July 10th, Oksana Markarova was replaced as Ukraine's U.S. ambassador. Markarova lost support after GOP criticism and a tense Oval Office meeting with Trump. Umerov brings military experience and credibility, exactly what's needed to secure Patriots and sanctions. When weapons are your top diplomatic currency, you send your defense minister, not a diplomat. I'm Slavie. This is Ukraine Update on channel Yarochenko. Russia's economy is breaking, and a 500% sanctions hammer could crush it. Sanctioning Russia Act could impose 500% tariffs on Russia's energy exports. NATO pledges $40 billion more aid for Ukraine. Moscow airport disrupted by drone debris. EU floats $500 billion reparations demand for Ukraine. The noose around Russia's economy is tightening because cutting off oil means cutting off its war machine. I'm Slavie. This is Ukraine Update on channel Yarochenko. Russia is bombing mines now, and ex-AI Grok fought back. A sprawling Kremlin Pravda network of 150 websites pumps out millions of pro-Russia articles each year. It's a lot of lies. A disinfo machine aiming to manipulate AI systems. In fact, studies found up to 33% of chatbots repeat Kremlin talking points after exposure. But Grok surprisingly broke from the pack last week and declared that Russia churns out thousands of fakes every year and clearly stated that Russia was the aggressor. This bold stance drew backlash from vatniks and Russian bots and Russia's top propagandists, but got praise from Ukrainian and global users with common sense and a soul. This isn't just bombs, it's a battle for truth, and AI like Grok stepping up to challenge Kremlin lies. But for how long? I'm Slavie. This is Ukraine Update on channel Yarochenko. Zelenskyy met senators, envoys, and the Pope last week. But will the weapons come fast enough? On July 10th, Zelenskyy attended the Ukraine Recovery Conference in Rome, meeting U.S. Senators Lindsey Graham, Richard Blumenthal, and envoy Keith Kellogg and Pope Leo. He urgently called for Patriots, interceptor drones, and faster sanctions, warning Russia's drone war is escalating faster than aid deliveries. The U.S. formally joined the Coalition of the Willing for Ukraine, a new bloc led by France and Britain, signaling greater coordination on weapons supply. But hours after these pledges, Russia bombed Ukrainian hospitals again, underscoring the gap between promises and protection. Diplomacy only matters if it moves faster than the missiles. I'm Slavie. This is Ukraine Update on channel Yarochenko. God bless America and Slava Ukraini!